Hello, my name is Chris Callaghan, and I am the author of a book called The Great Chocoplot. Yes, and you can maybe just see my dog there in the background, Milo. Milo, hello, it's all right, it's all right. He's just wanting to say hello to you there, yes. He's not very well at the moment. He's got a bit of a cough, so if you do hear him coughing, that's all it is. But he's enjoying the sunshine. It's all right, it's all right. I'm just talking to some people at in year three. Okay, yes. So hello to everybody in year three in Levendale Primary School. Yes, and to everybody in Miss Markham's class, because I know that you have been reading The Great Chocoplot, and you've sent me some letters, which is very, very nice of you. And I am just so sorry that it's taken so long for me to respond to them. So I thought I would send you a video message. I will still write to you. I shall do that very soon as well. But I just thought I would say hello to you all in person and say I'm very sorry. I've just been so busy. It's been a really, really crazy time lately, but I haven't forgotten, and I'm very, very grateful for your letters. So thank you very much for sending me your letters today. So yes, so I hope you've been enjoying it. Maybe you've finished reading it by now. But I won't give away any spoilers just in case. But thank you. I hope it's made you giggle. I hope you've had some fun. I hope you've eaten some extra chocolate while you've been reading it. And during these difficult times, I hope it's made you chuckle a little bit. So right then. So I've got some of your letters. So I shall go through some of the questions that you've asked. So this letter here is from, excuse me if I can turn the page. This one's from Reese, Jacob, Matthew, Sam, and Sanine, is that right? I'm very sorry. Oh, I can't quite. It's wobbly handwriting, or maybe it's just my eyes. My eyes aren't very good. Zareen, maybe. I'm sorry about that if I got that wrong. But so thank you all for sending me this letter. Now you said that The Great Chocoplot is tremendous. Oh, well, thank you very much. And tremendous, that's a great word, isn't it? I think I'm going to use the word tremendous a little bit more often. Too good to not use that. And what have we got here? How many books have you written, you ask? Well, I mean, up until recently, The Great Chocoplot is my first book. But it's certainly my first big book at the moment, although I am working on a few things at the moment. But I have been very busy in the last year and a half, and I've been writing a whole series of books. Look at all of these. There's 24 books here, although 7 of these were written by a good friend of mine called Zoe Clark. And these are called Shinoy and the Chaos Crew, and these are all shorter stories, shorter books, and these are full of action and adventure, and lots of silliness in there as well. This one's called The Day of the Vanishing School. It's about a boy called Shinoy who has a favourite TV programme called The Chaos Crew, and he has an app on his phone, and when he presses the app, he can summon his favourite characters from his TV show into his world, into his life. And he has all crazy kind of adventures with them, even including they get involved with the head teacher there, the howling head teacher. And so I basically had lots and lots of fun writing these stories. So there's 24 of them, but I didn't write all of them. But there's also some new graphic novels coming out very soon in June. I don't have any of those right now, but I've got little sneaky little shots for you to see. There's one about the moon, where Shinoy's family accidentally end up on the moon, and there's another one when they're in in a shopping centre, and some crazy things start happening there because there's one of the Chaos Crew's nemesis. The baddie is somebody called Snare, who's always causing trouble. So there's 12 of those graphic novels coming out. So I can't do the maths. How many is that? So lots of short stories. But The Great Chocoplot is at the moment my only long story. Okay, so that was a long-winded answer to a very short question there, and I don't think I even answered it properly there, did I? Right? Okay. What did you ask? Have you illustrated any books? Well, no, see, I'm not very good at illustrating. I was very lucky to have a lovely person called Lalolimola illustrate these. Lalo Limona, that's a great name, isn't it? She's a Spanish illustrator, and she did the artwork for this. And when I told her that my favorite illustration was Dad in his armchair there, she was good enough to send me the original copy of that, so I've got that in a frame. So it's a very treasured possession of this. I am not very good at doing art. I mean, I'll show you, so I'll let you into a sneaky little there's something that I don't often show people. But when I was your age, I always used to write stories. So, and this is one of the very first stories I wrote, called The Wonder Boys by Christopher Callaghan. And there's a little bit of my illustrations there. It's not great, but I used to enjoy writing stories, and I used to enjoy doing the illustrations as well. You don't have to be very good at it to enjoy doing something. Don't let that stop you doing it. But I always enjoyed writing stories. But I'm lucky that I leave somebody else to do the illustrations. For the Shinoy books, we had a fantastic illustrator called Amit Tial, and he did some wonderful illustrations. If I can find some really sort of dramatic ones, with some dramatic pictures there, who's done a really good job. So much better than I could do. But I hope there's lots of you that enjoy doing your art and illustrations, and maybe that's something you can do. You can do your own illustrations for your own stories. What have we got here? What's your favourite book you have written? Well, that's a tricky one. I mean, I suppose the Chocoplot, Great Chocoplot. I mean, that was my first one. I wrote this for my daughter as a Christmas present, so I think this will always be special. But I think with the Shinoy books, I mean, I think possibly this one, the Day of the Risky Rescue, because this is when Shinoy and his dad go on an adventure together to rescue the Chaos Crew, and that was a lot of fun to write. That's a lot of silliness in there as well. So I think at the moment those are my favourite. But I also have the graphic novels as well. The Moon one that I did enjoy that, because I've always been very interested in the moon. So, and that's something that you could do when you're writing stories. You think about, what are you interested in? Whether it's football or the moon, or whether it's horses, or whether it's whatever it is. I don't know. Whatever it is that you enjoy doing or like, then you write about those things, and then that's what makes them so much fun to write, and then so much fun to read as well. Anyway, going off topic again there, aren't I? You ask what's my publisher? Well, I had a very technical question there. My publisher is Chicken House for that one, and Collins Big Cat for the other one. Yes, that one, yes. Very technical insider knowledge you're after there. You ask, is there a sequel to the Chocoplot? And you suggest it could be called The Chocolate Heist. Well, that would be a good name, wouldn't it? There isn't a Chocoplot sequel planned, I'm afraid. I do have ideas of a story connected to that world, but I've just got so many other ideas. I want to write those ideas down first. Maybe some of you could write your own Chocoplot sequel. What happens at the end of that story? You could carry on that story. So thank you very much to all of you. Thank you to Rhys, Jacob, Matthew, Sam, and Sarine. If that's your name, I'm very sorry if it's not. Okay. Now, another letter I got here. Very neat handwriting on this one. This one's generally from year 3. And you have basically said, yes, you'd be very sad if chocolate was to run out. I know, I'm sorry about that, yes. But you did say, made us laugh because there was a statue with bird poop on it and people licked it. Oh yes, people licked the statue. Yes, imagine that. I mean, I wrote this, long before all the problems that we've had lately. We can't go near people, but licking statues and things like that certainly wouldn't be allowed. Probably best if you avoid licking any statues or generally licking anything, basically, yes. Okay, but yes, it is silly, isn't it? And you like the part when Soldier gave Jelly the chocolate bar. Oh, that's right. That was quite, I think, a touching moment, that. And I can maybe let you into a little secret here as well. When I originally wrote my story, that soldier played a bigger part. He had a little story of himself going on in the background about how he ended up being there at that time. But because that made the story a little bit too long, we had to cut those bits out, which was such a shame. I was very upset about that. But that was part of writing. You don't just write a story and it's boom, it's perfect as it is. It takes lots and lots of editing, and sometimes you have to take things out that you want to keep in, and that was one of those things. That was such a shame. He was actually called Sam in that story, which you don't see in there, and they had a whole, like I said, a whole kind of backstory going on there, but we couldn't. It was just too long to put that in there. How did you come up with the Great Chocoplot, you ask? Well, I originally I was with my daughter in our kitchen, and we had excuse me, a drawer full of chocolates, or we used to keep our chocolate in this drawer, and I opened this drawer and there was no chocolate left, and I said, oh, it's a bit of a chocolate apocalypse, a bit of a chocopocalypse. And that's where that word came from, this chocolate apocalypse. It suddenly just burst into my head, and I suddenly started thinking of all these crazy things. What if a chocopocalypse would really happen? You know, imagine how crazy the world would get. And from that, just that one little incident, that one word that popped into my head, that whole story developed. And I wrote that story originally for my daughter as a Christmas present. And it was originally called The Chocopocalypse. But it's when my publishers got a hold of it, they thought Chocopocalypse might be a bit tricky to say. And maybe you've had fun saying Chocopocalypse. I mean, the first few times I said it out loud, I got it wrong as well. So they got it changed to the Great Chocoplot, which I do like. So that was the inspiration. So you never know. One little idea and it can spark a whole book. You know, so you know you keep a memory of where your ideas are, and you make those ideas bigger and bigger and bigger, and you might have a book from a one little idea. Right, you know, the question is, what was my favorite book? Why do you like to draw and write a book? Well, I've said I don't really draw. I do like drawing, but I'm not very good at it. But why do I write? I write because I've just always enjoyed it. Like I said, I've showed you that story. I used to keep a little notebook around when I was your age, and just scribbling down lots of little things. I've always just enjoyed writing. It's just been a natural part. I've done lots of other things. I've been in the military. I used to be in the Air Force, and I used to be an environmental scientist, but I've always enjoyed writing stories. So there we go then. So thank you very much. That was generally from year 3. I don't know who wrote that, but very neat handwriting. So thank you very much. Right, now another letter. Now this one's from Mila, Isla, Snow, Oliver, Reese T, and Rosie. So I hope I got your names right there today. And what have you asked here? So I've got some questions for you. Do you like maths? And if you do, why? Oh, do I like maths? Oh, I've always struggled a bit with maths, I must admit, but I persevered. I kept going with it because I used to work in environmental science, and maths is very important when you're doing science. And when I was doing a lot of the work that I was doing, I had to write lots of reports which involved lots of maths. So yes, did I like it? I don't know. I struggled with it. But it is very useful. It is. I know you kind of think, oh, what's the point of all this kind of stuff? I'm not going to use that. But sometimes in life, you do use those things. I certainly used some of those things when I was an environmental scientist. So it's a good job I did learn them. But maybe I think I enjoy writing a little bit more than maths. Yes, but I hope you enjoy maths. And if you don't, just stick at it. Stick at it. You will get there in the end. Right, okay, I don't often get asked about maths. Anyway, right, how many books have I written? Well, I've already talked about that. Favourite book? Yes, I've already said that. Why did you write the book? I've already asked some of these questions, answered some of these questions, haven't I? Yeah. So, and you says that you like Dodgy Dave. He's funny. He's as silly as crazy. Yes, he is. I do enjoy writing the sometimes the bad guys. And you know, the baddies, they're always fun to write. But Dodgy Dave and Gary, they were fun to write. So I'm glad you enjoyed reading them. Okay then, right then. So right then, right. Okay, we've just about finished that one. That was very good. So thank you very much for that letter. This letter is from Lily, Pippa, Elsa, Grace, Anya. Again, sorry if I've got those names. I can't quite say that. I do have. I should have brought my glasses really. Anyon and Poppy. So thank you very much for writing this letter. And you says you like Dodgy Dave as well. Yes, you're like Dodgy Dave. Great stuff. And you were surprised that the box went missing. Oh yes, you did. So you were surprised. So when Jelly went to get the box and it wasn't there. Yes, a bit of drama there. Yes, I'm just doing that's my Milo in the background there. He's all right. He is getting a bit better. You okay there, Milo? You all right? Yes, he's doing all right. He's all right. He's all right there. He's wondering who I'm talking to. Yes, so you did like it when the box went missing. Did Mum steal the chocolate from the supermarket? I don't think she did. No, you shouldn't steal anything from the supermarket or steal anything from anywhere, really, should you? But no, it must be tempting, though. I know, I used to work in a supermarket. I used to work in a pick and mix counter. And I used to have to fill up all the boxes and different things. And it was tempting to take a little bit of chocolate, but not worth the risk. No, I used to just get a bit of a smell of it. Anyway, that's again going off topic a little bit there, right? So the questions you asked: what was the first book you wrote? Well, I've answered this one as well, haven't I? Do you like chocolate? I love chocolate, and especially I love a big bit of chocolate. Yes, it's nice to have a little bit of chocolate, but sometimes it's even nicer to have a big bit of chocolate. That might be my tea later on. What else have we got here? How many books have you written? Yes, I've showed you. I still haven't quite answered that. I'm not quite sure how many that is now. What is the message of your book and why? That's a good question. What is the message of my book? I wrote it just really for it to be silly, for it to be a bit of fun. But I suppose if there is a message, it is about enjoying the moment. Don't get worried about too many things, which I think sometimes, especially how the world's been lately, it is natural to worry about things. Of course it is. But don't let that take over your life, because sometimes if you worry about what's going to happen tomorrow, you miss what happens today, and today is really important. You make the most of today. You enjoy the things that you've got, and even if it's just a little bit. When Jelly and her family get a little bit of chocolate, you don't need to have big bits of chocolate. Sometimes if you just have something little and you take it and you enjoy it even more because it's only a little bit. It's only a small amount, so that's it. So appreciate the little things in life. Maybe is that a good answer to that one? What is the message of your story? But I think mainly it's to have a bit of a giggle as well. I think, yeah. Right, and you ask, the seed that Jelly grew, did it grow into a cacao plant? Or cocoa plant, depending on how you want to say that, which grows chocolate. Well, that's up to you, really, isn't it? Does it grow? Did it grow? That could be what happens next. So I'll leave that up to you. Okay, then, right. So this is the last letter. So, and this one is from Benjamin, Ellis, Theo, Seth, and Alexander. So thank you for sending me this letter. Yes, you've been enjoying the Great Chocoplot. Thank you very much. You enjoyed Dodgy Dave. Yes, you liked it when Dodgy Dave gave Jelly the steering wheel and they went the wrong way around the roundabout. Yes, well, that was a good scene to write, quite funny, with Gran rolling around in the back. I like a bit of action in there, a bit of silliness in there. Yes, just imagine if that happened, if you were sitting next to somebody and you just went, just take the steering wheel there for a minute. You'd be like, would you go round the wrong way around the roundabout? Yes, I think I probably would. I'd be quite panicky, but yes, but it was fun to write those kind of silly scenes. And yes, when Dodgy Dave and Gary got chased by the cop car. Oh yes, better not say too much in case some people haven't read that. But yes, towards the end when they do get chased down the street, don't they? So I'm glad you enjoyed those funny bits. Yes, that's good. That's good to hear. And you have asked me, how many books have I written? Well, again, I've kind of answered that, haven't I? Sort of. Do you like chocolate? And what is your favourite chocolate bar? Well, that's a tricky one. That's a tricky one, isn't it? I like so many different types of chocolate. It's nice to have a change. It's nice to have a variety. So I do like a Galaxy, I must admit, or a Boost, or a Mars bar. Oh, I could do with a Mars bar right now. Or just nice plain dairy milk. Or sometimes you get chocolate with bits in, don't you? With a bit of Oreo in there. Oh, I'm making myself hungry now. I like all kinds of chocolate. And okay, so that's pretty much it. You do just ask, have I got any pets? Well, I think I've already answered that question as well. So I think I shall just say thank you very much for getting in touch. And I'm sorry it's taken me so long to write. I will write. I still will write. But I hope this has answered some of your questions. And you carry on reading. You find more stories that entertain you, that make you giggle, that make you laugh, that make you maybe even get emotional in different ways. You know, stories and books are there to make you feel lots of different things and to generally have fun. I'm so grateful to Miss Markham for reading my book and certainly through lockdown as well. I'm sure that was not an easy thing to do. I hope you all enjoyed being back in the classroom together. But in the meantime, should I see if I can get Milo to say goodbye to you? Okay, Milo, do you want to just come here, Milo? Come here. He doesn't always do what he's told, I'm afraid. Milo, come here. Come here. Come here. Okay, here he comes. There he comes. Come here, and then you just want to say goodbye to all the children in year 3 at Levendale Primary. So thank you very much, and keep on reading. Say bye, Milo. Bye.